Welcome, dear viewers, to our sanctuary of shadows and whispers. I am your host, Sam, and tonight prepare to have your sense of direction shattered. Tonight, we embark on a journey down roads that lead to realms of dread and mystery. Roads that vanish without a trace, leaving behind only whispers of those who dared to travel them. Steel your nerves, my friends, and prepare to be captivated by tales of the disappearing road. Remember, you are never truly lost, for something is always waiting to be found. Our first tale takes us to the desolate heartland of America, where a ribbon of asphalt known as Highway 666 snakes through vast, unforgiving landscapes. Known by locals as the Devil's Highway, this stretch of road has long been shrouded in an unsettling darkness. For years, whispers have circulated among truckers and travelers of a peculiar phenomenon on Highway 666. Cars, trucks, even entire buses have been known to vanish without a trace, leaving behind only the echo of their passing. Some blame it on the treacherous terrain, others on paranormal interference. One chilling account tells the story of a young couple, Jack and Emily, driving cross-country on a romantic road trip. Eager to make good time, they decided to take a shortcut down Highway 666, ignoring the warnings of locals. As dusk began to settle, casting long, eerie shadows across the highway, a thick fog rolled in, engulfing their car like a suffocating blanket. The air grew heavy, charged with an unnatural stillness. The familiar hum of the engine and the rhythmic whir of the tires seemed to fade into the unsettling silence. Suddenly, the radio, which had been buzzing with static, crackled to life, a garbled voice breaking through the white noise. The voice, seemingly close yet distant, whispered a string of incoherent words, sending chills down their spines. Moments later, the headlights flickered, casting dancing shadows that seemed to writhe and contort like living things. Jack gripped the steering wheel tighter, his knuckles turning white as he strained to see through the dense fog. Then, as quickly as it had appeared, the fog began to dissipate, revealing a clear, star-filled night sky. But something was terribly wrong. The road ahead, once a straight shot to the horizon, was gone, replaced by an endless expanse of cracked and barren earth. Panic surged through their veins as they slammed on the brakes, the car skidding to a halt. Our next journey takes us across the globe to the misty ancient lands of Scotland, where rolling hills meet the brooding embrace of the North Sea. Here, nestled amongst the heather and ancient stones, lies a legend steeped in folklore and whispered with a fearful reverence: the Phantom Path. This is no ordinary trail marked on maps or travelled by day. It is said that this path reveals itself only under the ghostly glow of the full moon, a shimmering ethereal ribbon winding its way through the ancient forests and forgotten graveyards of the Scottish Highlands. Legend has it that the Phantom Path is a gateway, a bridge between the world of the living and the realm of spirits. Those brave or foolish enough to step foot upon it find themselves drawn into a realm where time flows differently, where shadows whisper secrets, and the veil between life and death thins to almost nothing. One tale tells of a young woman named Fiona, heartbroken over the loss of her beloved, a shepherd lost to the treacherous cliffs during a raging storm. Driven by grief and desperation, Fiona sought solace in the whispered legends of her village, her heart clinging to the hope of seeing her love just once more. One night, under the ethereal glow of a full moon, Fiona ventured into the forest, her heart pounding with a mixture of fear and anticipation. The air grew heavy with the scent of damp earth and the faint, sweet aroma of heather. And then she saw it, a shimmering path bathed in moonlight, winding its way through the trees. With a deep breath, Fiona stepped onto the path, her hand trembling as she reached out to touch the ghostly light that emanated from it. As her foot made contact with the path, a cold shiver ran down her spine, and the world around her seemed to shimmer and distort. The trees, once familiar and comforting, took on grotesque shapes, their branches twisting and contorting like skeletal fingers reaching out to grasp her. The air grew colder, the silence broken only by the sound of her own ragged breathing and the distant howling of wolves. As Fiona ventured deeper into the forest, she began to see figures lurking at the edge of her vision, shadowy figures that seemed to flit between the trees, their eyes glowing with an eerie, otherworldly light. Whispers seemed to emanate from the very air around her, whispering her name, beckoning her deeper into the heart of the forest. Driven by a force she couldn't explain, Fiona pressed on, her heart pounding in her chest. The path led her to a clearing where ancient standing stones formed a circle, bathed in the ethereal glow of the moon. It was a place of power, a place where the veil between worlds was thin. And there, in the centre of the stone circle, stood her beloved, his form shimmering like a heat haze. Tears streamed down Fiona's face as she ran towards him, her heart soaring with a mixture of joy and disbelief. But as she reached out to touch him, she noticed a change in his eyes. The warmth and love she remembered were gone, replaced by a cold, vacant stare. He was no longer the man she knew and loved, but a pale imitation, a phantom bound to this spectral realm. Fiona recoiled in horror, her heart breaking all over again. Our final tale takes us to the neon-drenched streets of Tokyo, Japan, where ancient tradition clashes with modern technology, and where the line between the real and the unreal blurs in the shadows of towering skyscrapers. Here, hidden in plain sight, lies a road known as the Lost Route, a place where the mundane transforms into the extraordinary under the cover of darkness. During the day, it appears as an ordinary street, bustling with commuters, shoppers and tourists. But as the sun dips below the horizon and the city lights flicker to life, a subtle shift occurs. The air grows thick with an unseen energy, and a sense of disorientation settles over those who dare to linger. It is said that the lost route is a portal, a glitch in the fabric of reality, where the boundaries between dimensions weaken. Those who find themselves on this road after midnight often report a strange disorientation, a feeling of being out of sync with the world around them. Some claim to have seen strange creatures lurking in the shadows, beings that defy description, their forms shifting and changing like smoke. Others tell of encountering doppelgangers, mirror images of themselves, their eyes reflecting an unsettling emptiness. One such story involves a young salaryman named Kenji, known for his long hours and dedication to his work. One night, as he made his way home from the office, exhausted and eager for rest, Kenji found himself drawn to a particular street, a shortcut he had never noticed before. As he turned onto the street, a wave of dizziness washed over him, and the familiar sounds of the city seemed to fade away, replaced by an unsettling silence. The streetlights flickered erratically, casting long, distorted shadows that danced and writhed like living things. Kenji shook his head, trying to clear the fog from his mind, but the feeling of disorientation only intensified. He pulled out his phone to check his location, but the screen was blank, the battery inexplicably drained. As he continued down the street, he noticed the buildings around him had taken on a strange, almost alien quality. The architecture was unlike anything he'd ever seen before, a bizarre fusion of modern and ancient styles, the surfaces covered in strange symbols and glyphs that seemed to writhe and shift before his eyes. Then he saw them, figures standing in the shadows of the buildings, their forms obscured by the darkness. They were tall and slender, their limbs elongated and unnervingly thin. Their eyes, glowing with an eerie internal light, seemed to follow his every move. Terror gripped Kenji's heart as he broke into a run, his breath catching in his throat. But no matter how fast he ran, he couldn't seem to escape the strange street. Every turn led him back to the same spot, as if he were trapped in a labyrinth of shadows and fear. Just when he thought he could run no more, Kenji stumbled into a small, dimly lit alleyway. He collapsed to his knees, his chest heaving, his body trembling with exhaustion and fear. As he looked up, he saw a figure standing at the end of the alley, its form shrouded in darkness. It was a woman, her face hidden by a wide-brimmed hat. She wore a long, flowing dress that seemed to shimmer and undulate in the dim light. Her voice, when she spoke, was soft and melodic, but there was an unsettling quality to it, as if it were echoing from another realm. "You are lost," she said, her words hanging in the air like smoke. "Lost in a place where time and space hold no meaning." Kenji tried to speak, to ask for help, but no words came out. And so, we come to the end of our journey down these disappearing roads, these pathways into the unknown. The tales we've shared are but a glimpse into the vast and unsettling world of the unexplained. If you enjoyed tonight's exploration into the shadows, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel for more tales of terror, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a descent into darkness. Until next time, my friends, remember, not all who wander are lost, but some paths are best left untraveled. Sweet dreams, if you dare.